PulseX.com on that main net has launched as well. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We waited a couple years for this and it's finally here.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto. And today, new channel, YouTube channel is tuned in. Big welcome to Pulsechain channel as well. We've got 3 channels up and running, over 10,000 subscribers. And a big welcome to you all. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell. I guess I'll have to update all the moderators about Pulsechain YouTube channel up and live. So we're going to get into it. So very, very cool. Welcome, of course. If you are over on Pulsechain channel and you've seen this video, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for future videos. And I'll be updating all the video descriptions there as we do new live streams for the, what am I going to say? For the, to join our Discord. So it's going to be really cool. It's Sue's in the house. Got a few people, so let's get into it. We've got Lies Beneath in the house always. How are you today? Very, very good, of course. We've got the ultimate golden strategy of Richard Hart, Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX in the center for the win 100%. And obviously, we've got big news today. Great news around PulseX news. Aggregated routing across PulseX V1 and V2 on Pulsechain. So we're going to talk about that too. It is a beautifully sunny day here in New Zealand at the bottom of the world. And of course, it is about 20 to 12, Friday, the 8th of September. So we're going to get into it here. We're in the future, obviously, so big deal. We got Sandy Beach in there with the health and fitness updates on Sandy Beach on Twitter X. So definitely check out Sandy Beach there. Wow. And we got Joey Torres as well. Hi all, good to see you, Joey. In fact, I'm doing my walk number 46 today, I believe. 46, can you believe it? On the target of 300. So we're slowly creeping up there. Welcome to the channel, Joey, and we got Hexcavator as well. Woo! Good to see Hexcavator. Wookie's in house as well. Wookie thinks PDI to the moon. Yeah, PDI is definitely running up. We're going to be talking about PDI and Atropa later in the live stream when we look at PRC20s. Wookie says there ain't no party like a PDI party. That actually makes sense, Wookie. I'm starting to understand you. This is amazing. It's a miracle. What else we got going? We got Hexcavator says the party has started. It has indeed. We got Christian in the house as well. Yo. Are we late? Lol. No, you're not late. I was late a bit probably, but you're not late. We got Jenna in the house as well. Hi, everybody. Good to see Jenny. We got Punkin Al as well. Welcome to the chat there. Please post it, Hex Token. The Pulsechain YouTube. Yeah, I need to do that. Just let me find that actually. I'm going to have to pull it up on another channel. So let me have a look at that. So this is my old BitFury channel. So if you're on there on BitFury, this is now been changed to Pulsechain. So I've rechanged the brand on the old BitFury channel. So let me just check it out. If you want to subscribe to it, smash the subscribe button. It will help it to get to back to 500. It used to be over 500 subscribers, sitting about 480 or something like that, if I remember rightly. So definitely check that out. Let me have a look here. Down, 482 subscribers. So I only need 18 more to get to the 500. And that's what you need to get it monetized. So definitely smash the like if you like. And let me go to the channel there. I'm going to post that in the chat there as well. So we just need 18 people to subscribe to that, and we'll be back over 500. So it'll be pretty cool. All right. Where's that link? That is the link there. So no, it isn't. Here it is. Yeah, that is the link to Pulsechain. Let me put that one up there. There we are. That is the Pulsechain YouTube channel link. Smash that up as well. 482 subscribers over there. Let's see if we can get over 500. Very cool. Who else has jumped in here? We've got High Stakes X. Superman, how you doing, brother? How are the walks going? Very good. Yeah, did 45 yesterday. Keep them up. Hearing how consistent you have been motivates me to exercise. So that's awesome, man. Big shout out. And of course, my inspiration is coming from Sandy Beach. So it's good to be able to inspire. Everybody inspires each other, and that's a really good way of getting healthy and fitness, and of course enjoying crypto. Get to enjoy crypto a lot more. Pudding Guru as well. Morning all. Good to see you, Pudding Guru. Welcome to the house. And we got Blair as SM as well. I'm gonna have to get the moderators over on the new Pulsechain YouTube channel. So I'll have to get them. I'm going to upload a lot of different Pulsechain stuff up over there, little clips and things like that. And I think it's going to be a good place for that. Hex Mum in the house there. Good evening, all. Hey, Hex Mum, welcome to the chat. Yay, Hex Mum is here. Never fear. We got Pudding Guru as well. Hello, Pudding Guru. Welcome to you as well. Miles of Crypto, sup homies. Good to see you, Miles. We've got some subscribers there on good old Pulsechain YouTube. Subscribe. You'll see there's no videos there. I've hidden all the old videos. We're going to be doing a whole ton of new videos on Pulsechain and things like that. So it's going to be good. What else there? Pudding Guru says 1 less subscriber required now. Nice one, Pudding Guru. Appreciate that. Wookie says, Wookie is everywhere. You are indeed. We got Robbie as well. Robbie Creeks. Woohoo! Hey, good to see you, Robbie. Welcome to the chat. Who else is there? Harry Williams. Good to see Harry. Man, we've got lots of people in today. It's really nice to see a lot of names that I haven't seen for a little while. So great. What's the new channel? It is a Pulsechain. It's called Pulsechain. That is the new channel. It's a rebranded channel, so it's a channel I've had for a while. It's just been sitting idle, but it used to be a Bitfury channel. If you know Bitfury, one of the biggest crypto casinos, that is now switched completely over to Pulsechain. All the old videos have been hidden there. What else we got going on there? We got Sandy Beach says, I'm everywhere too. You are indeed. Ready to observe and learn. Superman says, Valiant Lucky. Hey, welcome to the chat, and always an honor to have you here. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Let's rock and roll. And let me just get out of some of these other ones here. I was watching a video on some people helping some children, which was kind of nice. It was a very nice video. Very heartwarming video. Let's get into some of the news about Richard Hart. We're going to kick off with that. So let me just cue things up. Let us have a look here. So Richard Hart has been posting a lot of cool things. So we're going to talk about that. Let's pull it up. Yeah, where am I going? Right there. Bam. We'll get rid of that, and we're going to add in the share screen. Let's pull it up. So Richard Hart's been posting some things around legal activity. So obviously moving on the front foot versus the SEC is our guess based on these. And he's got here, there's a post that Richard put out. Crypto lawyers out there aren't using all the defenses available to them. I came up with these ideas to help them. As blockchains are communication networks, they are protected by Section 230. 230, of course, has been a controversial section here. Protects a lot of the tech companies. Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of other theories and case law I've found to help you guys out there. It's important to use all of the defenses available to you. Shout out to XRP and Coinbase for fighting the good fight for freedom. And then he's listed a whole ton of different defenses that you could have under freedom of speech and expression. And he's got a fine list there as well. A lot of them are versus the SEC too. So it's a pretty good tweet here, nicely laid out. And I like this. It looks like he's going to put up the good fight from the looks of it. There kind of answered some of those questions. You should also notice the defenses Coinbase is using: failure to state a claim, no authority to regulate, major questions, doctrine, wallets aren't brokers, abuse of discretion, equitable estoppel, unclean hands, latches. You should also be noticed the Tories are ruling in XRP's favor, and that the Judge Catherine Polk ruling in favor in Uniswap's favor as well. She is also the judge in the Coinbase case. There's more defenses not here, and this should be a great help to you find legal folks out there. Blockchains are speech. You do the math. You publish it. Someone else checks your math. So peer-to-peer, secure, removing a middleman for a decade and replacing trust with mathematical proof. Many powerful quotes exist in these cases, which would be quite useful for public commenting periods and in defense of citizens' constitutional rights elsewhere. So this looks maybe part of his defense. So it's going to be interesting to see. Certainly going on the front foot, and I like this. I actually personally like this. So we'll see where it all ends up there. Then he posted out some other things related on that too. Visualizations and categorizations make it easy for more leaves to grow on the branches in your mind. This is the same text, but so much easier to understand with the indentations more easily viewed. And of course, he breaks it down by different categories: privacy rights, freedom of association, limits on SEC power, etc. And he goes through the whole list, which I thought was a really, really nice way of organizing that. which is pretty cool. Did I retweet that? Yes, I did. So that is the link to those tweets. I'll paste the copy in the chat there if you guys want to check it out on Richard's tweets. Let me just post that. That is the link there. Bam. And you can see it on all the 3 different YouTube channels. So check those all out. And of course, the big one for today is related to Pulsechain, is the PulseX. So 7 hours ago, we got great PulseX news. And of course, that's the title of today's video. Aggregated routing across V1 and V2 has been cited on a mainnet. So V1 and V2, of course, is PulseX. The 2 different versions. They have slightly different mechanisms in them, particularly in terms of buy and burn, has been cited on mainnet. Mainnet being Pulsechain, of course. And of course, you can see a picture of the image, and you can see the routing down the bottom here, which is pretty cool. So we're going to have a look at that now. That is the big news. How many views he has had on that? He's had 78,000 views on that already in 7 hours. So that's very, very popular. So let's have a look at the actual PulseX and see what that means. So if you typically you might have auto routing not showing. So typically it might look like this. You might have V1 and V2 up the right here. Now remember, that used to be up the top of the up here. It used to be up here, V1 and V2. That has now been moved down into the swapping box. And of course, you have this chart as well. So this, you might have a view just looks like this. You got V1, V2, and then you got the chart. So if you click on the chart, it's going to open up the chart on the left-hand side. And of course, you can see that V1 and V2 are still in the swapping box. Now, you can't get any routing. So if you put in the price, it's just going to give you a straight price based on being on V1. If you jump to V2, it's going to give you a price based on that, based on this. But if you go to the cogs, so the cogs up here at the top right, click on that and click auto router, and it's going to give you a little question mark there, switch between auto router and legacy routing, legacy being the older version. Click on there, that's going to be toggled on, and you can then go and see that a few changes have happened. What's happened? V1 and 2 has gone. And now the chart also chart breaks down V1 and V2 charts. So there we are for the same token pair, right? This is Pulse and PulseX. And so, yeah, and you still got all the same features, right? Other than this being added. The other thing, of course, is that when you go to do a swap, you will have, let's do Pulse and PulseX, for example. Now, it will depend on the pair that you're trading, whether it's going through V1, V2, or something like that, a combination. So you have to then click on the down arrow here, and you'll see the network fee, the price impact, expected output, minimum receive. But down here is the auto router. So this is the button here. You just want to click on that, and it's going to show you the routing route that's going to be going from Pulse to PulseX, and to give you your PulseX on the other side. So that's a very simple router. But if you had something more exotic, and maybe a more exotic pair, it might do something different. So if we went to something like, I don't know, we've got so much stuff here to choose from. Let's go to Kira, for example. I don't know what this is going to do, but Pulse to Kira. Let's see whether this gives us a different routing route between V1 and V2. So let's have a look at that. Let's have a look. So there on the router, go click on that. Still V1 on this one. So let's try to find something a bit more interesting, maybe Pulse Dodge or something. Let's try this one, Pulse Dodge. See whether it gives us a bit more interesting routing here. So having a quick look at that. One moment, please. One moment, caller. And then we'll click on there. This one's still V1. I was trying to get something with V2 on it, but maybe if we got something else here. Let's do what are we going to do here. Oh, so better not show that. But let's go. Let's go some Prate maybe. Maybe Prate will work. Let's have a look. Prate to PLD. Let's have a look. So it will just depend on the pairs that you're matching up, or what route it will go through. Here we are. This is cool. So this is what I was after. We got a V1 route. 30% is going to go through V1, and 70% is going to go V2. How cool is that? So that's pretty neat on that. So that's using tokens, Prate, and PLD. So not so common like Pulse and PulseX, but that's the kind of idea, right? So really cool. And of course, the route. The auto routing optimizes the rate that you get, so it's going to get you the best rate that it can find. that's really cool that we got that auto routing working on the across V1 and V2. The route optimizes your total output by considering split routes, multiple hops, and the gas cost of each step. So that's kind of cool, auto doing that for you. Now, obviously, we also have DEX aggregators like the TS out there, PortalX. So there's other options and PHUX, for example. There's a couple. We also have, we have a few other yield farming swapping options as well. They're typically probably not as efficient as those three that I just named. So that is pretty cool. Good to see it on PulseX. So that is the cool news from Richard. So a good start to the day, I think, on the old PulseX, which leads us into our normal news. So we're going to get into the stock market quickly before we get into crypto again. That is Richard Hart, the founder of PulseX, with those updates. Now, the stock market, we've got the Dow Jones is up a little bit there, about 0.2%. So that's good news. The Dow Jones, remember, is the top 30 industrials in the United States. The S&P 500 is down 0.3%, and the NASDAQ with all the tech companies in it is down 0.9%. So a bit of a down day for the tech sector. What's interesting is that the commodities, let's have a look at the commodities. We've got barrel oil at the moment has dropped a little bit there, down to $68 to $89 for West Texas and Brent oil. Gold is sitting still around about $1,950, so $1,943, and of course silver there $23.24. So a little bit of up a little bit at the moment, a little bit of weakening over the last couple of days, but very small. Now the big news, of course, is around the Federal Reserve and their rate hikes. Sentiment has been hit this week by concerns that recent stronger than expected economic data and rising oil prices will prompt the U.S. Federal Reserve to keep interest rates higher for longer. Now, we kind of still expected that for higher for longer. New jobless claims came in lower than expected at 216 last week. They had been expected to rise to 235,000 from 228,000 the prior week. So that was kind of, I guess, a bit of a miss. The Fed has been closely watching the labor market for signs that the tightening conditions are easing, something it wants to see to prove its inflation fighting efforts are working. So it's inflation trade-off to jobs, right? So lower inflation and more pain in the jobs market. Not much fun for the average person, right? They would say it's a greater good, though. Inflation's a greater good than job losses, part of the sectors. So that's kind of where they would argue. There are also a number of Federal Reserve officials due to speak on Thursday at a fintech conference hosted by Fully Fed, and their comments are bound to be studied for monetary policy clues ahead of entering the blackout period that precedes each policy meeting. Data released Wednesday showed the U.S. service sector, which makes up more than 2/3 of the American economy, unexpectedly accelerated in August, hitting a 6-month high. Input costs paid by these businesses also rose, no surprise. At the same time, crude prices have risen to the highest level this year, stoking concerns about the cost of energy and its effect on inflation, again having an impact on inflation going forward. According to investments.com rate monitor, the probability that America's central bank will choose to raise rates at its November meeting now stands at 43%, up from 39%. So that's got stronger from the day prior. Let's have a quick look at where that is at the moment. So September still expected to be a no change. So that is 94%. And so, but November's meeting starting to ratchet up there. So we'll see a bit of a question mark of that. We were hoping we got rid of the terminal rate at 5.5, but at the moment, maybe if it keeps swinging the wrong way for November, we might get a rate rise to 5.75, which is more pain for the real economy. And hopefully we can avoid that and get a soft landing. So that is the stock market. Let's get into crypto. Crypto at the moment is $26,233 for Bitcoin. That's up 1.8%. So nice green little crypto dashboard today. We got the Ether at 1647, up 0.8%. BNB is up almost 0.9% at $216, $217. Those are kind of the standout performers there in terms of the majors. We do have this thing pop up here called Dora. It's up 50% at $3.13. I have no idea what that is, but that's showing up pretty green there today under other tokens. That's pretty much it. Matic is down a little bit and SHIB is down a little bit. Apart from that, it's pretty green across the board, which is pretty cool. Now, what have we got coming up, right? So I said this last couple of days. ETH, we've got the ETF potentially. We've got we've got proto-dank sharding that's sort of on the horizon for this year for Ethereum, October and maybe November, somewhere in that ballpark. We've also got, obviously, for next year, we've got Bitcoin spot ETF, and of course we've got the halvening coming up for next year. So those kind of the big bullish things for the two big chains, which leads us on into Pulsechain, Pulse Gains. We've got Pulsechain at the moment, quadruple 0396, so pretty much hovering around this 4,000 mark, right? So we've kind of been consolidating around plus or minus around this 4,000 mark, which is about 40% of the sacrifice price. We're down about 0.7% today. We're up slightly green yesterday, and yesterday it was not too bad, but it's come down a bit. And this is our chart at the moment. But we have got a nice little bullish doji, and that's about to close, and it's closing over the 50% on the Bollinger Bands too. So that's kind of good news for the old Pulsechain. Not looking so bad after all, or despite the volatility we had over the last 24 hours. You can see the little wick down, and we got all the way down to 3,800, bounced off that, and we've got 3,958. So looking not too bad is the old Pulsechain there, despite the slight down at the moment in the price. Moving to PulseX, which is obviously benefited from this auto routing. No big move in the price from that news. Down 1.5% at the moment. We're sitting at quadruple 0104, and of course that's a 10% of the sacrifice price, dramatic, and below the biggest whales sacrifice prices as well. So it's pretty amazing. What's that, 50% below, something like that. We've got one pulse equals 3.8 PulseX at the moment. So Pulse versus PulseX even stronger. 3.8, so looking pretty good. Heading towards that 4 mark again, which we did see during the launch phase. So pretty crazy stuff. We've got the buy and burn is getting there. Look at this. Woo-hoo-hoo! 398.5 billion PulseX is being bought and burned. So even though that's not impacting the price at the moment, it is going to have a more important play further down the track. And think of it like this. Think of it like we get into a bull market, we get a demand coming in, and of course demand, and we've got less supply around, less supply in the public hand. So it's kind of the idea, more demand, less supply, and that is more probability for a nice further rally, right? So and we see that some people, they sell out their positions in the bear market, they get fudded out as well. Some of them just trade themselves out, lots of different things like that. And then, of course, so people that are accumulating the large volumes, a lot of the retail book are getting, levels that sacrifice whales were getting, or better in PulseX. So with the retail books being able to get amazing rates from that point of view. And I heard someone else the other day came into the chat, was saying, yeah, I had 150 million or something in the sacrifice. Now I've got over $1 billion. It really is going to be a game changer for those that are looking into the future and believe in the Pulsechain, which is all of us here, no doubt. So that's pretty cool. We got incentive token as well at $1.13, down one, actually up 1%, I should say. The ratio there sitting at 28,685 pulse per one incentive. We've got 10 million incentive tokens in existence, and we've had 66,000 burned through the TRH protocol, which is now back on track, right? With the patch from yesterday or the day before. Was it yesterday? I can't remember now. I think it was yesterday. So we've got PulseX here at the moment, just dropping around the bottom, just moving around the bottom here at 4010 basically. And then we've got incentive token now is that's $1.13. Have had 3 green days on the price, which is kind of cool. But the ratio itself is on a green day. So nice little green day today. No one, it's up 1%. We bottomed down at 27,886. We're currently at 28,684. So really, really cool. That's our new bottom, by the way, 27,886. But we're bounced off that at 28,684. So looking good there for the old INC, and maybe getting a bit of good news there around the PulseX auto routing helped. But of course, people still waiting for single-sided staking. When will that come? I think there's we've kind of been given a blues clues about PulseX, that there's a lot of things in the being cooked up. And of course, that just came through from, I think it was from Coast Team, made a comment about that in their correspondence with PulseX. I believe it was Coast. If it wasn't Coast, it was someone like that. But I think that is was pretty cool. All right, so that is PulseX incentive. We've got a Hex, of course. PHEX at the moment is at 0.8 of a penny. And of course, we've got EHEX at 0.4 of a penny. So EHEX is actually up One PHEX will get you 2.02 EHEX at the moment, and one PHEX will get you 204 Pulse at the moment. The combined price of EHEX and PHEX is 1.21 cents. So it's down 2.47% at the moment on 24 hours, but actually holding up pretty nicely at that 1.2 cents. And it'd be kind of cool to make a move to over 1.5 cents. That'd kind of be the next target, wouldn't it? 1.6. That'd be pretty neat. So let's have a look at that PHEX. That's PHEX at the moment. And we're currently, have we just finished the day? We have. We've got a brand new candle here at 0.8 of a penny. Let's see whether we can zoom in on here. We're over the 50% on the Bollinger Band, so that's actually looking pretty good. So we've got some strength there above the 50% on the Bollinger Band, and we've got a high low in here as well. We had not too bad doji candle yesterday. Let's see whether we can get a move higher over the weekend. That'd be pretty neat. So maybe not Sunday. Sunday's a really rainy day, but maybe we will. Maybe we will. Who knows? Sometimes we have green days on Sundays. EHEX there is up at 0.4 of a penny, and it's looking much better too. Look at that, high lows, and we're getting a lot more bullish sort of candle, slowly moving. Just a slow grind, isn't it? It's kind of slow grind, but just slowly edging up there, as you can see. All right, I haven't got the combined price up to date, which is a bit of the same, but hey, just the way it goes. All right, so what else are we going to say about that? We're going to go to these validators and have a look at that. Yeah, like I say about this buy and boom, we're almost at 400 billion. So that's going to be a cool thing to tweet out when that does come out. Keep your tabs on that. That's not too far away. They'll be before tomorrow or by tomorrow, something like that. Validators, a quick look at those. We're at 39,302. So validators are starting to creep up again. And maybe we'll start to head back over to all-time highs. We're probably about 260 validators, something like that, away from all-time highs. So just have to creep up there. And we've currently got 1.26 trillion Pulse off the market, so that can't be sold, which is pretty neat. Remember, there's 15 trillion in total, and of course, this doesn't include the EIP 1559 burn and all that sort of stuff, so kind of neat. Gas fees still super cheap, of course, 0.7 of a penny for a PulseX swap, and also 0.05 of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer, and 0.1 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer at the moment. So pretty cheap on the old Pulsechain. We're at around 560,000 beats at the moment. Definitely come off. We had a higher way earlier in the day, but it's pretty cool now, or at least days ago. We've definitely come down on the way now. We're 1,115 times cheaper than Ethereum, and of course 1,183 times cheaper than Bitcoin. And don't forget, not only are we over 1,000 times cheaper than Ethereum, but we've got 17% faster block times as well, which is pretty cool. That's kind of leading it for the day. Let's jump over to, that's the end of day 118 for Pulsechain. I can't believe it. That's amazing. We're about to start day 119, which is kind of pretty cool. That leads us into our PRC20 categories. Those are pretty full coverage of Richard Hart. Let's get back into the chat and see who else has jumped in here. We've been chatting away. Here. Let me just change my studio a little bit. And come back up here. Did I get to Ivor? Did I? I think I did. No, I didn't quite get. No, there we are. I got back up here a little bit further. Got up to there. Pulsechain, Pulse Gains, says Brennan. I think that's where I got up to. We got Ivor in the house as well. Morning all. Good to see you, Ivor. Welcome. Who else? Christian says Richard might be getting ready for the ultimate battle. Let's go. Yeah, well, we're expecting that in October. Yeah, October. I'm losing November. Yeah, 28th of November, I think it is. But there is a meeting 10 working days prior, isn't there, between councils. Brian's in the house there. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. Ashtray as well. Howdy all. I like the top hat there, the Ashtray. It reminds me of Richard's old top hat. Brian's in the house as well. One of our two community leaders. Sup, cool kids. Good to see you, Brian. We've got Hedgehog as well. Woohoo! Good to see you, Hedgehog. And Christian says, I believe when RH wins this case, we will see RH coins go to the moon. Ivor says they are saying today that Richard has not been served. That's correct. Yeah, I said that yesterday, I think. The case needs to be served in person, and you cannot serve individual electronically. Well, they can if they have failed to exhaust all options and go back to the court and say that he's a public figure and he would have seen the what's it called, the claim that they're making. Yeah, whatever, I can't remember the papers that he's been given. So they can do it that way. We have seen that done before. 4 more channels until we have 7, but only 1 channel can rule them all, says Wookie. Machiavelli's in the house as well. Woo! Member for 6 months. A big thank you to Machiavelli for your support for 6 months. That's amazing. And yeah, I see the peppers there, the hot red peppers. Nice one there. And so thank you so much for your support. Who else is there? Archie in the house. Hi all, joining a bit late. Never too late there, Archie. And great to see you jump in there. I don't know whether there's any updates in Discord because I actually haven't been in Discord. We might check that out later on in case Archie's posted some updates. Garuda says, wrap Bitcoin on Pulsechain to the moon. Yeah, that's moving up to over $52, I think, last time I saw it. Tim Dop as well. What's up? Hey, TikTok, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Who else has jumped in here? Mecca says, or Christian says, I'm impressed with Bitcoin, how it is performing once again, this time with way less liquidity, says Christian. Yeah, everything seems to be going up on the Troper. Good news there for those top coins. Tony D says, dump my PLSX for some wrap Bitcoin, says Tony D. Hopefully you make positive on that trade there, Tony D. PulseX and PLS are finite tokens, says Christian. They are indeed. Who else has jumped in here? Let's jump back down here. We've got lots of cool comments. Scrolling right down here. Harry Williams looks pretty excited. Yo, yo, yo. Good to see Harry. We've got DGN Hexkin as well. Superman, lots of hearts. I appreciate that, DGN. Thanks very much. We've got about 50 people watching at the moment, so a big welcome to all of you. And don't forget to smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, of course. Yeah, we're streaming to 3 channels now. Just added a new channel, and of course called it Pulsechain. It's rebranded from our old BitFury account. And yeah, so we're doing lots of more Pulsechain short clips and stuff like that on that channel and things like that. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely smash the subscribe button on that one up in the chat there. Valiant says, RH passing out ammo to the other SEC targets. Good to see. Building a community of communities, a united front. Absolutely. Well said. Where is that channel, by the way? It's posted up the top here. Let me just find that. Where did I post it? That one there. So that is the channel there. That if you want to go subscribe to that, only was 18 subscribers away, so we can get up to 500. That'd be perfect. That reaches one of the 2 monetization standards, and then of course system out about watch hours after that. All right, let's go back into the price discoveries. This is my list at the moment of top PRC 20s. So on the 10th of May this year, 2023, Pulsechain forked Ethereum. It was the first full system state fork of Ethereum. It was also technically the biggest airdrop of all time in crypto. And of course, we're in price discovery for all the fork copies over on Pulsechain. And we seem to have some sort of magical contract, the Atropa contract, which is now running itself. And of course, we've had a big movement in some of the other tokens like DAI, Wrap Bitcoin, and things like that. And there's quite a big, strong shared narrative and community building around a lot of these tokens at the moment, particularly PDAI. So it's been fun to watch this price discovery. So if we look at Atropa at the moment, Atropa there, look at that chart, looking pretty good. So obviously, since the news is the 4-hourly chart, by the way, since the news here, we must have been down at about 7/10 of a penny. We're pretty much heading up towards 1/10 of a penny for Atropa, which is pretty cool. This is Atropa versus a DAI, and it's still up 70% for the last 24 hours. So it really has been some of the exciting tokens being priced up on the old Pulsechain. PDAI, of course, which has a huge online community on Twitter now, and they have their own meetings and discussions of theories around Atropa and DAI and things like that, and track all the data. And of course, we can see that actually that's doing pretty well as well. We're at 1/10 of a penny. We dipped all the way back down quite aggressively down to 0.0035, and then all the way back up here to 1/1500th of a penny. So it's got to beat out this previous high here back on the 17th, and that was at 2200th of a penny. That's where it's got to beat. And then of course the next kind of natural target after that, I guess, is 1 penny, which would be quite something for a PDAI, which is not actually backed by any other collateral. So really it's a shared narrative, and potentially maybe there's some mechanisms related to this Atropa people are talking about. So there we are at the moment, and on the way up. So what is the upside to that? So the upside to the all-time high is about 43% still from here. The upside to the 1 penny is around about 540%. So we're going to watch out and see where that can do it. Certainly interesting. It's got to bring in some volume like this, get some more volume. But the volume has picked up a little bit there. We're watching today to see how we get on there at the moment. Now, it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to keep going up that way. But yeah, having a good go at the moment would be pretty fun to see. So we're watching out for that. Yesterday's candle wasn't too bad looking either for a move higher. So we'll be watching out for that. Wrap Bitcoin, of course, is also not doing too bad. It's up 7% and it's back up at $54. That is the Wrap Bitcoin. You can see that that's actually not backed by Wrap Bitcoin, of course, but there is a shared narrative and all that. And of course, we've had 2 good days, and we've got pretty similar looking chart to the PDI in terms of the bullishness here. So we'll be seeing whether it can, break a bit higher on this one as well. $75 maybe. Let's see what it can do. At the moment, not too bad on those. So those are the top liquidity pools. We look by the actual percentage return. We've got Aave up there at the moment, is up 32%. Uni is up 23%. And then we've got Atropa and DAI, of course. OKB, that's got no liquidity in that one. But those are kind of the leaders at the moment on the top PRC20. So certainly a lot of fun watching those move. Moving to meme coins, of course. We've got 9-inch DEX. We're expecting that to come. And that could, we've got 3 tokens, of course, where'd the ETH go? Paul Pleb and, of course, Pulse Dodge. Those are the 3 coins that are part of the 9-inch DEX teams. They founded them. So we're going to look to see whether they have some major rally, because they should get the incentive token, BBC token, which is the incentive token for the 9-inch DEX, $16 million sacrifice for that, and we may see some fun there. Now, they did post out, someone posted out here, Engine Goldie, maybe they're in the team, custom medallion by Ingold, who's next, and they did some nice little 9-inch little medallions there. Look at that, 9-inch there. I thought that was pretty cool. I had to mention that today, but look at that, pretty cool. Is that a rabbit or something? I'm not even sure what that is, but yeah, look at that. Eggplant, isn't it? And 9-inch. I thought that was pretty neat. So I had to mention that today. All right, so looking good there at the moment. Of course, best performer is Where Did the ETH Go on my list. This is my meme list. It excludes Pepe and Shib, of course, which is on the top PRC20 list, but doing pretty well. We've got Paul Pleb there as well, up 11%. Where did the ETH go, though? That's up pretty decent, 26%. Look at that, looking good there. And yeah, the 9-inch DEX got to be getting close, right? Got to be getting close. And assuming that their final audits went through fine, we could have a launch anytime coming up, from what I can tell. Pulse Dodge, I think, is probably the relatively best buyer. The liquidity is pretty thin. Let me just go back out of there. Let me find the bigger liquidity. So liquidity's got 25K in Pulse Dodge, but there's less owners on this, and the price has already started to move a little bit here off the bottom, and we're at 0.029, so just under 0.3 of a penny for Pulse Dodge, but there's not that many owners on the Pulsechain side. Now, remember, 9-inch is going to be launching on both Ethereum and Pulsechain, so it's going to be fun, and there's different amount of token supplies for all these 3 meme coins on both chains, so they're different. So it makes for some interesting play there. All right, that is pretty much it on that. Let's jump over to the Pulsechain projects. Is our last category number 4. And well, we've got 1 or 2 other categories, but we're not going to be talking about them. Maybe we'll talk about Coast. We might talk about stablecoin. Water at the moment is the best performer, up 39%. Pulse Reflections is up 38%. And these are a list of all the project teams that I'm aware of on the Pulsechain. Internet Money, the wallet, native wallet to Pulsechain, is up 22%. Seed and Water, all part of the TRH ecosystem, that's up 9%. Time Dividend is part of the Internet Money wallet, so both of those are doing pretty well today, up 4.5%. Pulse N, which has been rallying the last couple of days, is just cooling off a little bit there. That's up 4%. Hocus Pocus Finance is up 4%. Tetra is up 3% there, so some modest gains in those ones as well. PHUX there as well, the Forker Balancer up 3% on that. So those are some of the leaders there at the moment. And let's have a quick look at the GameFi, just for TRH in an easier way. See that Water is really the standout, and Seed up a little bit there, but Water is really moving today. So that's kind of the standout for TRH, which got fixed up by Jacob and the team, and compensations were paid. Apparently there's the NFTs, the OG NFTs still coming up to be airdropped. But apart from that, looks pretty good. Now, if you have any questions about that, you can always get into our Discord. on Hex Token Discord and get into the chat there. And Archie, one of our moderators, is an expert in the TRH ecosystem. He can talk to you all about it, which may be a point where I can check out and see what he's actually got up, if he's actually posted anything today. Let me just open up Discord here and check this out. One moment, caller, as we say, one moment, caller. Let's see who else has jumped in here with any other comments. Before we do that, I was trying to go to the comments and then opened up the Discord. So looking here, no, that's it, pretty much it. Yeah, if you've got, if you want to do some fiat on ramping as well to Pulsechain, you can use Coast, and I'm sure that if you want to get 5,000 free weight tokens, you can use Brian's referral. I'm sure he'll post it in the chat there. But also, don't forget that it is in the video description as well. We've got lots of cool, useful links in the video description. The other cool thing in our Discord, if you want to find a way of buying and selling, and you're a bit confused about where you can buy and sell on Pulsechain or on Ethereum, you can check our useful links. We just did an update of all the useful links in there, and you can go use those. Very, very friendly. And I retweeted it out. Was it yesterday or the day before? All the links there for on-chain and cross-chain, which is pretty neat. All right, let's jump away to just quickly have a look at the Coast on stablecoins. Now, at the moment, we have one stablecoin, right? We have the fiat-backed one from Coast, and we're going to have 3 native stablecoins very shortly. We're going to have 2 based on collateralization, and that is based on collateralizing Pulse and PulseX with liquid loans and the Power City Earn protocol. They're coming up. They'll be launching after the Fetch Oracle goes live. And so we're looking forward to that. But at the moment, we've got the Coast stablecoin, and we can see it's actually at $1 at the moment. So it's peaked at $1. Nice. That's kind of cool. So this yellow line is the dollar line. We can see that it's actually peaked at $1. Very, very cool. The biggest liquidity pool on PulseX is 77K, but of course, PHUX has a much bigger liquidity pool, and that brings us up to Coast there. And so if you want to use Brian's referral link, I'm sure he'll post it in the chat and also in the video description, I believe, as well. I think I'm pretty sure it is. So Coast has now got this wrapped USDC. That is a stable coin, stable swap pool on PHUX. Remember, PHUX is a fork balancer, and it has a superior mathematical formula for doing stablecoin swaps, closer to 1-to-1, basically. Pulsechain's first native stablecoin, and of course, you can see liquidity up at 700K there now already on the TVL. That is USDC and CST there. Nice. So it is building liquidity, and of course, they're targeting initially about $50 million to onboard onto Pulsechain. And of course, it's just starting to grow, really, just starting to ramp up. So it's really exciting to see that slowly and surely growing. So very, very cool on the Coast there. So if you want a fiat on ramp, I would definitely suggest using Coast. It's opened up to about 27 countries now. So definitely something that you guys can all think about there, and you can sign up. So pretty neat. We might go through the countries again on another day, but you can check it all out on Coast if you want to see that. So very cool. Let me just post the Coast Twitter there. That is the Twitter. I'm sure you can get it through as well. So Coast. And yeah, they're live in so many countries now. It is crazy good on all that. Which also brings us, I just want to quickly talk about TYZZ, which is a project coming up. TYZZ, of course, is going to be launching on BNB. It's an upgraded form of TYRH protocol by Jacob, obviously the founder of BNB Pot and in the future PulsePot, and of course many other things utilities that he's put onto Pulsechain. But this is coming up, and we've got just gone to 9 days left. So there's 9 days left on this. The bonus is still 9% at the moment. It started off at 25%, so it's down to 9%. It goes down by 1% per day. It's ticking away. At the moment, there's $811,000 in the lobby. It's still, the price is still $1. It will get you 985 TYZZ at the moment. That goes down with how many people come into the pool, of course, because there's a fixed supply of 800 million TYZ allocated to people. There's going to be 1 billion in total. Still 352% cheaper than TRH equivalent on the Pulsechain side. And of course, at the moment, that is the ratio that you're getting. Now, you can basically, you basically send crypto to this wallet, and you will get credited with your TYCZ. And you can send crypto from any of these chains, Ethereum, Pulsechain or BNB, so it doesn't really matter which one you're on. Pulsechain, obviously, very easy for most of us who use Pulsechain most of the time. And of course, all the utilities are there. They're going to make this a superior version of a TRH because they've got a lot, obviously lots of new stuff in there at the moment. You'll also get a 10% bonus if you use a referral code. So I'll post the referral code link in the chat there if you want to get in there. Well, it's still up at a decent sort of percentage. You get 9% and 10% bonus. Well, that is pretty much it on that. So if you want to still get in there, that is something for you to consider. That is the link there, just posting it on Pulsechain there. All right. Very cool. Superman Crypto. Look at that. 3 channels there, all kicking away at the moment. So very cool. Welcome to everybody. Growing Pulsechain. That is the main game. All right. Now there'll be some synergies between Pulsechain and BNB, I'm sure. So we're looking out for that as well. That's going to bring us up to, what time is it now? 12:22. So it's going to bring up the Hex daily stats. We're going to wait for day 1375, which does seem to be out for Pulsechain. So we're going to talk about that before we do with the Hex daily stats, hex.com. Check it out, hex.com, and need to add that in the video descriptions. I'll look to do that too. Let's see who else has jumped in the chat. Busy days. We head into the weekend, right? We're all heading into the weekend. It's already Friday here well, I guess it's not the weekend for people in North America. It's still Thursday evening. But down under here, it is already Friday, almost midday. Is it midday? No, this past midday, 12:23 p.m. in the afternoon on Friday, the 8th of September. Pretty crazy. Who else is in here? Passive income cash flows. There's so many Pulsechain platforms that are bullish. Absolutely. We're just really warming up here. Really is cool. We've got Brian in the house as well. Woo! Good to see you, Brian. SparkSwap and PulseDrip are one of bullish. I tried in Pulsechain. Yeah, I will quickly talk about that actually because I haven't talked enough about that project. So let me just pull that up. We'll just quickly talk about those ROI type of yield farming platforms. Let me just go to Pulsechain projects. And let's talk about that briefly. I'll keep that post up there, actually. Let's go there. And, I started that one accidentally. All right, so, yeah, we got this, where is it here? We got, where's it gone? Has it gone down? Yeah, is it? SparkSwap, it's down at the bottom at the moment. So yeah, they had quite a good rally. Went up to $1.21. It's just come back to under $1.03. They've got a bit of a mechanism designed to try and keep the price up, where you don't actually sell your Spark token. That's kind of the key. You can put it into one of their products called Sparkle. And let me just pull that up. Actually, I think I've got that. What do I call it? SparkSwap. Yes, I got that. So they've got these farms, right? So there's farms. In the farms, you have taxes. So if you go down the bottom of the details, you have these little. This is the main one, right? Spark Pulse. The APR is over 1,000%, but of course the price of Spark could go up or down, right? How do you hold the price of Spark up without it going down over time? Like maybe the first 3 or 4 weeks it holds up quite high, but then it gets sold against you. So any return you're making, you're losing capital value, right? So if the price of Spark goes down. Now, obviously, with the high return, you're expecting a lot of people to buy Spark, but eventually, some point in time, people are selling the yield. So how do you stop people selling the yield? Well, you've got to encourage them to do other stuff. And, of course, they've got this, you've got other farms as well. So you've got PulseX, Pulse Farm, iPulse, etc. Excuse me. They've all got different yields on them. But the issue with these other pools is they actually have taxes on the way in. So there's deposit and withdrawal fee taxes. They call it a fee, of course. 2% on all these other ones. So there is a bit of that going on as well. So people have to stay in for at least a day or 2 days to even cover the entry fee, for example. And of course, when you earn Spark, everyone's earning Spark. So normally you'd sell Spark down. So it's kind of counterbalancing there. And your capital value can go down despite the high yield that you're earning. So they've got this thing called Sparkler, right? So the idea is that you put your Spark in here and you don't sell it. And so then you earn this nice return. And you get a share of the Spark, PLS, and LP. So you get some LP instead. And the idea is that, yeah, you don't sell down the Spark, though. You can sell down the Pulse and keep the Spark. So that's kind of the idea to try and hold up this project. So that is kind of the answer to that one on there. Yeah. The other one, of course, is PulseDrip. PulseDrip here. That's the other one. Another one here. that has been playing around. So they got the dashboard here. They've got 715 people have taken up their product of the faucet. Faucet's in here as well. This is the faucet here. There's only a limited amount of faucets here. 5,000. This did pretty well on BNB chain. Remember, they got teams as well. You can make your own team and get people to come into it. So it's got a little bit of a pyramidic type of structure to it. It's got a swap feature, of course, and it's got a garden product as well with LP. Deposit fee is used to buy back P drip. So it's got that. It's also got in the tokenomics a whole ton of different type of taxes in it to try to keep the system robust over time. Typically, the price will hold up a P drip for a couple of months. Then slowly, as yield comes out, despite the taxes, it tends to go down over time. So there's a few things to think about with those, but those are a couple. Another one that we saw that did pretty well is a pulse rate. Pulse rate, of course, was very exciting at the beginning. And I actually like some of the products. Unfortunately, it's inevitable. The price has gone down. It's been that the P share price was, which is the asset. It's got multi tokens, right? It's got the Prate token. And it's got the P share token. It also has a bond in it as well, which is only activated under certain circumstances. But the P share rate is down to $87. That used to be over $4,000. So just remember that. The liquidity used to be well over 4 million. TVL, it's now at 328,000. So there is different risks with these ROI yield farming swapping projects, and of course they have other features like games and things like that as well. So you just have to be mindful of the profile. That maybe the first 4 weeks do well, but then after that it gets pretty. The prices can start to be sold off, and of course your capital value can go down. So you've got to remember that with the despite the attractive yields. That's assuming that the projects are all safe, right? So that is the play there at the moment on these. You can see, pretty interesting. Now, I do actually like some of this. I like some of the product stuff, but you just got to be realistic about how long the price can hold up. So I just wanted to go through that. So there we are. I don't know if you thought I was going to cover all those passive income cash flow, but there we are. We did it. We did it. All right. There we are. What else we got there? Brian says, give a like and subscribe to the new channel, Pulsechain. Yeah, Pulsechain YouTube. Check that out. What else there? Brennan says over 11,000 subs across the three channels. I think it's over 10,000, or it's probably about 10,200 on the 3 channels. So yeah, we're going to grow them all over time. The other ones are less gatekept as well, particularly the Superman Crypto. Compared to Hex Tokens, quite gatekept by YouTube algorithms. They rock and roll. Wikis in house there, you found my hiding place. Nice one. Yeah, I did indeed. Yeah, almost over 10,000, says Brian. That's correct. I'll have to add you guys as moderators over on the Pulsechain channel as we build it up. There's the Discord link if you guys want to join Discord, whatever channel you're on, Superman Crypto, Pulsechain YouTube, or Hex Token. Check it out. And definitely that is Brian's weight is referral code for the Coast Fiat on ramp to Pulsechain. So definitely use that if you can. You get 5,000 weight tokens, so that's pretty easy. Archie says not too much for TRH today. The day 1 55-day stakes are coming out today, so we'll see a bit of selling. So just take that into account. Day 1 55-day stakes are coming out today. We'll see what they do. Brian is still 2 behind number 2nd place. So 2 more referrals, and Brian will get up to number 2nd spot on the referral list behind Crypto Coffee, the famous influencer in Pulsechain. We got Blair as well in the house there. Hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. And I got Archie in the house, man. 2nd member that's been posted up here. We got Archie there, member for 5 months. Woohoo! Thanks for all you do, sir. Hey, you're welcome, Archie, and likewise, thank you for all you do as well. And great, appreciate the support of the channel. Thank you very, very much. That's 2 people today. We've had Machiavelli and we've had Archie as well, 2 long-term members of the channel. Big shout out to you. Now, if you want to join and support the channel, hit the join button. And we've got on Hex Token, we've got Pulsekins, Hexkins, and the Richard Hart Club. On Superman Crypto, we've got other channels. I can't remember what they are. Pulsechain, YouTube won't have any memberships until it gets monetized. So you'll have to wait for that one. All right, we've got Blair SM in house as well, on fire, no problem. And Sandy Beach says, thank you, Hex Token. You're most welcome as well. All right, let's get into hex.com, folks. Check it out, hex.com. You can buy Hex and on Pulsechain or on Ethereum, and you can then burn it and swap it for T-shares and start mining some Hex. You get your principal and the rewards back when your when your Hex mining CD matures, and you can do multiple mining CDs, and of course have a nice little what we call mining ladder. How about that? I put all that together pretty well. I think so. That's not bad. All right, let's go back up here. We've changed all our language, you see. All right, so Hex on Pulsechain, the 7th of September. We're at the price there just over 0.8 of a penny. We're down 2.4% for the day. The T-share payouts is the main thing that we look at every day. Is 6.597x per T-share, looking pretty good, up from yesterday. The share rate is up 4.4% to 29,191. So this kind of reflects compound interest, and just basically means that people that mine for shorter periods of time don't get a better return than people that mine longer period of time. So earlier pays better in getting T-shares. Longer pays better. You get 20% more T-shares per year that you are mining. And of course, a bigger pays better up to 10 years, that is. And for bigger pays better, up to 150, up to 10% for up to 150 million Hex that you decide to mine with. So it's longer pays better and bigger pays better are the really big mechanisms. But of course, the share rate's going up all the time. So really earlier pays better as well. Average mine length, 6.98 years is the average mine length on Pulsechain. 38% is the APY for the existing miners, which is pretty attractive. And of course, the T-shares are down 30,000 today. We're down 9,835,000. That's a pretty big down day. Maybe we'll see it go back in tomorrow. We'll be watching for that. The 9.53% of all Hex is locked on the Pulsechain. Pretty modest penalties, only 200,000. The reward pool is just under 65 million Hex distributed to those with T-shares in the ownership pool. And of course, liquid holders are up 10, miners are down 1, and we're sitting at 124,067 miners on the Pulsechain for Hex. Isn't that cool? Which is pretty neat. And we've also got Hex on Ethereum just come out as well. Same date, 7th of September. Price is just under 0.4 of a penny, but is up 1.9%. We've had 5 increases there. Look at that. 5 little. I said it was just slowly sort of grinding its way up. Look at that. Every day it's up a little bit there. We've got the payout per T-share is 6.627 on Ethereum. The dot date and the share rate, so no change in that. The average mine length is longer on Ethereum. It's 7.08 years compared to the Pulsechain side. And of course, Hex APY is slightly higher, 39% there too. We'll jump through the liquidity pool. That's the liquidity pool for eHex. We got the T-shares are down pretty dramatic as well. Like a Pulsechain, 32,281. We're sitting at 9,793,000. So that's the first time that we've been below 9.8 million T-shares on the Pulsechain here for a long time, since it's ever been up. We used to have over 11 million T-shares, so that give you that bit of perspective there. That's some pretty significant. So if you're in the ownership pool on Ethereum, man, you're becoming more special from that point of view. Remember, the share rate's only going to go up, up, up and away, especially in November the 22nd, when we were expecting it to jump by 1,400 Hex per T-share. So getting your Hex earlier pays better and become part of that cool pool. Now, 9.33% of all Hex is locked on Ethereum. Pretty modest penalties like on Pulsechain, 222,000. The reward pool's just got under 65 million Hex in it for those that have got T-shares. And of course, the current holders, no change. And liquid holders, down 4 on the miners. So we have been seeing a slow little last 40 days. The miners have been slowly just dropping off a few. So the ownership pool there, the miners, 120,193. So that is the total there. So it's about a 4,000 difference on Pulsechain versus Ethereum for miners. But of course, the Ethereum is the Genesis contract for Hex. So we've just jumped on to day 1376 for Ethereum and day 119 for Pulsechain. So hex.com, folks, check it out. And if you've got any questions, jump into our Discord, of course. Not financial advice, do your own due diligence. But if you have any questions, get into our Discord and you can ask. We have a Pulsechain or crypto helpline people can ask questions about. And it's probably pretty unique out of any place, that any community in the Pulsechain Hex community that offers the opportunity to get questions answered. So how about that? All right, that is hex.com. Not bad, eh? Not bad at all. Let's jump over to the top ERC 20s, and let's have a look at this DAI at the moment, because DAI has been really doing some special things along with the Troper. And look at that at 0015. So it's fun to watch. I like this stuff, as you guys know. It's always fun. And Blair's in the house there with the lit. Yeah, looking lit there for sure. We got Brent Staker in the house there. Hey, buddy, good to see you, Brent. Welcome to the chat. Wookie says there's no more V1 and V2 showing on PulseX. Did you miss my whole? I just talked about that at the beginning of the live stream, Wookie. You might have to go back. All right. That is pretty much how we rock and roll. So some nice news from Richard Hart today. Lots of tweets from Richard Hart today. Good news around PulseX, of course, with the auto routing now over the V1, V2. I think that's going to make it a lot easier for a lot of people. They just have to make sure they toggle on the auto routing. And like I said, just for Wookie's sake, when you go to PulseX, you can go up to the little cogs. There's this little cog up the top of you. Hit that and make sure it'll probably look like that when you get to there with nothing toggled on. You need to toggle on the auto router there. Click that on, and that's the way you go, and it will be on. So when you go to buy something, it's going to get you the best rate across both V1 and V2. So those are two different versions of PulseX. They have different pools in them for different trading pairs, and one's more efficient than the other. And so the auto routing is going to find you the most efficient pair, right? So you just click on the down button there, click that, and you'll be able to see how it's routing through. Sometimes it may be routing through V1 and V2 like we saw earlier. That's pretty much it. So that's good news. It's an improved product offering there as well. Now, some people are still waiting for limit orders, and some people are still waiting for the single-sided staking pools. And the single-sided staking pools the market may react to that very bullishly. We will see, and maybe that will drive up PulseX and the incentive ratio as well. We will see. And maybe Pulsechain too. We will see. Fingers crossed on that. All right. We got Liquid Lines and Power City coming up. They are really super bullish for PulseX and Pulse. They will be collateralizing Pulse. So looking forward to those big time. Those are the ones that are really, really exciting. All right. We're up to an hour and 2 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Big welcome, of course, to Pulse YouTube. I'll be slowly building that channel up. We'll be live streaming on that channel every day as well. So looking good. If you're over there, you are following that channel on BitFury. We're now covering Pulsechain and other topics like that on that channel. So definitely subscribe, hit the like button, leave your comments, and if you want any information, I'll be updating the video descriptions there too. All right, I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Let us play out some music. I'll jump into Discord, of course. It'll be popped in there later on as too. And we're going to play out some cool videos on the way out. What should we play? I think we're going to play this one. Let's do this. We'll play a bit of the highest of stakes, since that is a film documentary around Hex and Pulsechain. So mainly Hex, but we'll talk about that. So let's get into it. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.
Richard Art here, welcoming you to the highest of stakes premiere. I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy it. These guys put blood, sweat, and tears for years into this project. Wasn't my idea. Didn't have anything to do with the production. Didn't have anything to do with anything. I was just in a bunch of scenes. Yay. I'm a movie star. No, I'm a clown. The me that you see in this film died, so enjoy it. Humble me is what exists now. What I wished that everyone would get is that there's only a few things in this world that can really change man's relationship with government, man's relationship with money, man's relationship with his time. Right now, we've got the highest inflation we've had since I've been alive, and that's 43 years now. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. And we've got banks collapsing, and we've got bailouts, and all of the things that people predicted would come true that are the reason that cryptocurrency was invented are happening. You know, there's certain countries that you may not have been to that this is life or death for them. You know, high inflation countries where their money is worth, you know, half as much at the end of the next year as it is this year.
Is Richard Hart. Genius.
Legendary.
Arrogant. Bit of a narcissist.
The benevolent king.
$250,000. Hate me. I'm farther than you'll ever be in your whole life. Whatever the governments have been doing, it's not worked out. You've never had worse interest rates. Your money has never been worth less. And the only thing that's making it better is cryptocurrency.
Crypto is money without governments, and it is money without banks.
You're not going to meet another product like this as long as you live. Yes, every scammer in the world is going to tell you something similar.
Good morning, everyone. Are you ready to look for some fraud this morning?
They are promising 40% annual return.
Everything I have worked for is staked in Hex.
Good.
I put it all in.
All what?
All of our house money. No, I don't think that it's a scam. Because I trust Richard Hart.
If ultimately this is all a big performance art project, people are gonna get fucked.
So that means I should trust you.
Listen, I think you should trust me, but if you get into the habit of trusting people like me, you'll get the crap scammed out of you.